this morning in Knoxville. He was talking about the message that the selection committee sent. I've asked you this in previous years. I'm curious, I know you're preparing for Wisconsin and stuff. Have you had a chance to look at the field and look at who got in and who didn't get in and take anything from that you'll take into scheduling or whatever?
You know, honestly, Neil, and I haven't seen anything. I don't even know who plays who. I know we played 11:40 against Wisconsin, honestly. I don't know anything else. I mean, if you think about the whirlwind that's been our last 4 days of you know, having to prepare and winning 3 games and then getting Wisconsin here, and you see you're playing, and as I said on the teleconference, the first thing that I was watching, I knew we were in the tournament. I had no idea whether we were going to be a 12, an 11, a 10. Who knows? Who cares? Because it's all about matchups at this point. I was anxious to see where we were going. I was hoping we wouldn't have to, you know, go to Anchorage, Alaska, and I was wondering, and I was anxious to see when we were going because of the Jarvis factor and because of the fact that, you know, I've got a front line that's beaten and battered and bruised, and as much rest as I can give them, the better. So when I saw Friday, I was relieved, and when I saw that it was, you know, an hour or so playing right away, that was good as well. I really have not, because I'm a basketball fan, and I watch a lot of college basketball, but in preparing for Wisconsin, it's a daunting task in a quick turn. So I've just really invested all my time and energy in trying to get as much as I can on them so that I can give it to our guys in a way that they can ingest it.
Generally, forgive me for following up at the mic, were you surprised it was just a 3-bid league?
Yeah, just based on, you know, everybody's bracketologist, that was what was anticipated. I did read, maybe in one of y'all's columns, that regardless of what we had done Sunday, we were in, according to the chair of the committee, based on where we were seated. And again, I think I've made reference to this. I've come to understand that you can move a line, probably not more than that, but you can move a line up or down based on some logistical things as it relates to interleague, and they're trying to avoid certain matchups, or logistics as it relates to venue. So I had an understanding that we were going to be right in that mix. And now, if we would have lost, if we would have made that shot and we go to overtime and foul out because we had some foul issues up front and we lose that game, are we playing tonight? Possibly. But I didn't think that, other than maybe Tennessee, I guess Tennessee could have jumped in that last round. But I think most people kind of thought that it is what it is.
Andy, if the Wisconsin game does become a grind-em-out game, I mean, how much confidence does that give you knowing that your front court played so well in this tournament?
Well, if you think about the way we've played, you know, we led the SEC in scoring for the first time, and I don't know when, getting around 78, 79 a game. We go and win 3 games in 3 days and never got over 64, I don't think. When I looked at our numbers, we shoot about what we did in the normal regular season, right around 44%. We're under 27% from 3. We're at a blistering 54, 55% from the free throw line. We get out-rebounded. We have more turnovers than assists, and we're the SEC champions. So it tells you it was all about the grind for us. It was all about defending. It was all about coming up with 50-50 balls, loose balls. And we charted it, and we got about 70% of them in the 3 games that we play. We play a possessions game, and that's what ultimately got us over the hump. We're in a 1-possession game, 2 of the 3 of our battles, and Friday's going to be a battle. And we've got to take the same approach, and hopefully we can improve upon some of those numbers. But if we don't, at least we know we've had success playing in that grind mode.
Nick talked about some interaction with Terrence and Chris. Have you heard from some of your alums?
I have not. I've heard from a lot of former players. I have not heard from them. They'll typically Skype me or email me, and I follow them online to see how they're doing. But I have not talked to them. I've talked to a lot of the former players, though, and a lot of guys were very, very proud. You know, when you've got sweat equity in a program, you're always a rebel, and they were really proud of the accomplishments of this year's team.
Who were some that you spoke with?
You know, I've spoken with Joe Zondarby, Jason Harrison, Joe Harvell, Tim Jumper, so forth and so on. Patrick Eddy, I don't want to leave guys out, but Sean Toohey. I said, hey, from Sean Toohey to Marshall Henderson, you want to talk about Taco Loco?
Andy, along the same line of no one's put in more sweat equity than you over the last 7 years. How does it feel to know that you are going to get on that stage and you've reached this point?
Well, I feel good. You know, again, and I mean this sincerely, this is not about me. This is my job. I try to do the best I can at my job. I'm really pleased for the guys, because I've experienced this as a player, and I've experienced it as an assistant coach, and obviously this is the first time as a head coach, and I know what it's about. I know it vindicates their career. And you know, it doesn't hurt to say you're an SEC champion. You know, that doesn't hurt. And so I'm really proud of that accomplishment. That's something that they can take with them for the rest of their lives. Now we've got an opportunity to play what we all hope to be is an exciting tournament. I just want us to play well. If we play well, I think the rest will take care of itself.